Alright, so do you guys know when you need to use an AED?
Somebody's having a heart attack.
Let us know.
Alright, so,
No, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's almost too late.
Assume we don't know anything.
Start at the beginning, Austin.
you need an AED if somebody's in cardiac arrest, which means their heart stopped beating. So, if you see somebody that goes unconscious or whatever, or you come across somebody, first thing you're going to do is check and see if they have a pulse. And if you can't feel any pulse, then they're in cardiac arrest. And so, you guys know how to do CPR?
Yes.
Yeah, some do.
Alright, so if you have other people around you, what you're going to do if this person is unresponsive and they don't have a pulse, you're going to start doing CPR and you'll call for somebody around you to call 911 and grab an AED if you got one around. And so, super simple, just open the cover and you turn it on and green light lights up. So you just
Automatic defibrillator.
bump this button again and
Unit OK. Stay calm.
it'll talk to you, give you
Responsiveness. Call
instructions.
for help.
Oh, that's cool.
Attach defib pads to patient's bare chest.
So yeah, it'll just walk you through all the steps. You don't even really have to think too much because it explains everything. And so
Attach defib pads to patient's bare
it
chest.
comes with this inside, and there's a pad that goes up here on the top right of the patient's chest.
Attach
And
defib pads to
so
patient's
that'll
bare
go up
chest.
here, and then this pad down on the lower left of the chest, and there's this
Don't
little sticky
touch
thing.
patient.
So you just
Analyze
pull the
it.
back off, and it's got to be on their bare chest, so you got to take their shirt off or whatever.
Don't touch patient. Analyze it.
Stick it there, and you want this little red cross right in the middle here to
Don't touch
be
patient.
right in the very
Shot
center
will
of
be
the patient's
delivered
chest.
in 3, 2, 1.
All right.
So this is a demo one.
Yeah.
Based on what the remote tells it to do. So these are pretty much. I don't want to say idiot proof, but they're pretty much idiot proof.
They're very self-explanatory. They walk you through
Yep.
it.
You put the stickers where the stickers say to go, and it will only shock if you're in a rhythm. If the electrical activity in your heart is in a rhythm that a shock will help. So you don't worry about hurting someone. It won't shock if they don't need a shock. You can sit here all day pushing the shock button and nothing will happen if there's nothing to shock. If it tells you to shock, it'll do the countdown. Make sure no one's touching, because anything that's touching is going to get shocked too. And you push the button.
And it'll tell you to do this
And then
as many
it'll
times.
deliver the shock, and then it'll tell you to start CPR, and then it'll even
Does
it
it obey
beeps.
you out electricity?
So it'll beep about 100 times every minute, and so when you're doing CPR, you're supposed to compress the person's chest every time it beeps. So it's just a metronome to help keep you on the right pace.
Awesome.
And
And
there's
it's
pictures inside here that show you what exactly you're supposed to do. There's pictures on the pads, and
So
so
where the cross is on the pad, that goes right over where their heart is going to be, and that's right where you do the CPR. So it pretty much sets it up. Just follow the stickers, and everything will be set up right where it needs to be. And it'll talk to you. Now the one you have back there is a different brand than this one. This is just a Zoll training monitor, or training device. The one back there is Heart Saver, I believe. It's going to be the same.
Same thing.
It's the same. You're going to turn it on, and it's going to tell you stay calm, call for help. If they're unconscious, throw them on. Like I said, it's not going to shock them if they don't need to be shocked. If they're just, got excited because the lights went out and passed out, throw them on.
They do.
It's not going to hurt them. It's better to have them on and not need them than go, I don't.
Need it.
I think they might have a pulse. Just put them on.
Well, say like the one that you had back here, say if someone needs it, it's only good for one time, you'd have to recharge it or
So
put
it'll-
new pads on before it can be used again?
Yeah, so they're one-time use. You can get new pads for them, and they're just, I think they're like lithium-ion batteries. So you just put the new batteries in, put a new pad on, and they're good to go. And you can call the company if you use it to get new pads and batteries.
So the batteries don't need to be done every single time they're used. They need to be checked about once a year? Is that right? Somewhere in there? Yeah.
Every 6 months. When you check
Yeah,
check
okay.
the smoke alarms, check the batteries
Okay.
on the AED.
Good idea.
So if we pull a person out of the lake and they're wet, does that make a difference?
Dry them off
Or
if you
dry 'em
have the ability to. I mean,
And if you're gonna shock them, you don't wanna be standing in the same puddle as
yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Zap you too.
The other thing is, if you're standing over them, you're gonna wanna move. I mean, it's a good shock. Their arms are gonna jerk. I've seen people just kneeling over arms and get shocked, and all of a sudden they're stuck to the ceiling because they got hit, and the person they're working on hits them, and now they're scared because they're on the ceiling. So
But if you're working out on the treadmill too hard and breathing too hard, couldn't you?
yeah, that's a good way it could
Work
happen.
on it. If you're breathing too hard, you need,
Ski?
I don't know.
Does a furry chest offer a problem?
It can.
Yes, it can.
So there's 2 ways around that. I don't know if yours has a razor in it. A lot of them have a razor in it.
Wow.
It sucks, but at that point,
Yeah.
if you start dry shaving and they wake up, they don't need an AED, so
Mission
problem
accomplished.
solved. And if you're dry shaving and they don't wake up, well, throw the pads on. The other option, if you don't have the razor, hopefully, some of them have 2 sets of pads, so you can put 1 set on. It's very sticky, and then rip it off, give them a nice hot wax.
But they won't
Put the
feel it.
wax- If they wake up, problem solved. If they don't,
But
Well,
what's
you're
more
ready.
important, your life or
Yeah,
your
exactly.
chest? It's the same with women. If they do it, I mean, they're gonna cut
yeah.
their clothing off. This
Everything
bra's
gets
gonna be no
exposed,
more.
yep.
It's gonna be gone.
That's the
You have
lesser
to have
two
bare
evils.
chest.
Yep.
Yep.
There any other questions? Like I said, I don't like the term idiot proof because very few things are, but this is one of those things that in a high stress situation,
As long as you
as
do
long
what
as
it
you're
tells you to.
listening, you're gonna be fine.
Do you have a video that you could view?
I think the video's more when you take like the CPR class, they get into it.
We don't have like,
We actually do have one that we could access, but probably not tonight,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say, if we can find something on YouTube, if,
Yeah.
you know, Mother Nature cooperated.
Nurse Judy actually gave me one.
So I heard a question, what about pacemakers? If somebody has one,
I mean,
Generally, just don't
it's
worry
not
about
gonna
it.
worry about it?
yeah,
Okay,
Of course, you can usually tell if they have a pacemaker, there's a
Yeah.
scar there.
Yeah, but if they have one,
Well,
then, and you think they need an
You guys
AED,
do
don't
first
hesitate
aid
to just throw the
classes?
AED on them.
we don't, but you can get first aid and CPR classes down in Coeur d'Alene, kind of behind that Cosmic Cowboy restaurant. They have a place down there.
awesome.
Does it matter what age the person is? Like if it was not normally a kid, but you know, does it matter? if
So they do have-
80 pounds instead of 280 or?
Nope, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a little kid, they have special pads for
Yeah.
those. Worst case scenario, if you don't have the child's pads, put one on the front, one on the back. I mean, it's not the ideal situation, but
Better
it'll
safe
work,
than
yeah.
Do you have to be certified to use the machine?
Nope.
No.
This is your certification.
Oh,
Yes.
The pacemaker is gonna pace if your heart isn't working, so you're gonna get a false indicator of a pulse.
Good.
Well,
A lot of times we get, the pacemaker fails, and that's why we're there.
Yeah, but suppose
But
it
if
doesn't,
it's-
the heart attack happens
Yeah.
on some other reason, and you feel the pace, and I can't find my pulse
Yeah.
here. I can find it here, but not here, so I don't know if there's a secret to the location. But what are some other indications of a heart attack besides unconscious, if the person has a pacemaker and it's pacing away, giving a false indication?
So if they're conscious, a lot of times heart attack symptoms, pain and pressure in the chest, radiating down the right arm or the left arm, pain in the jaw, sometimes in women the lower back. If any of those are present, we have a more advanced one of these that we hook up stickers, and it's like the hospital will take a picture of the heart, and what it does, it takes a picture of the electrical activity of the heart. So then when you see all the up downs like on TV, that's what it's actually reading is the electrical activity. So I mean, it's not the heart sitting there, like pacemaker isn't sitting there contracting the heart, it's just shooting an electrical current through, trying to keep the heart going. So if they're awake, again, it's not a problem, we're gonna be ready for it. It's if they're unconscious, we'll hook everything up. It might advise us to not shock because it's still reading the electrical activity from a pacemaker, and we'll just do CPR because there's electrical activity, the heart's just not pumping, so we'll start pumping the heart for it.
Yeah.
My question is,